Hey you guys, so hopefully everything's okay now. I had to put in the stream key and I had to put in, I think it's a stream key and a server into OBS. I had some issues yesterday. Hopefully by re-putting it in, I don't know what that does. Like I really don't know how re-inputting this stuff changes it something, but maybe I broke it. Who knows? So I was looking for Christmas ideas just because I was kind of curious with the situation going on. What are people getting for Christmas? And when I was looking at this list, it just kind of made me think to myself, like, oh my goodness, here we go again. It's like the same old crap. You guys know what I'm talking about. Every year, manufacturers and companies try to tell you, you need to buy this stuff, you need this thing, and you need that. It reminds me a lot of, if you guys remember Sharper Image, how they have things like speakers for the shower and they say, oh yeah, if you like listening to music, you better buy this stuff for your family or your friends because that will be a really good gift. My personal opinion is the best gift to give is consumables such as food, such as things that they regularly use. So for instance, right, if you know a person likes using olive oil. You can buy them olive oil. You can buy them like wine if you know you drink them. If you know that they drink wine. If they like having cookies, you can buy them a box of cookies. I don't think Christmas gifts need to be expensive to be a good gift. I would stray away from things like books unless you know they really do want it. You can find something like on an Amazon wish list if they set something up. But the whole point of this is like you don't want to buy them stuff that they won't use. So for instance, let's say someone looks at one of these lists and say, hey, let me go ahead and buy Erica some coffee membership. Like, okay, that's pretty cool, but I don't drink coffee. I seldomly drink coffee. If someone buys me that, I would think to myself, oh, I got like 12 months of this coffee, and they might ask me regularly, how's the monthly coffee? And I'm like, I haven't gotten around to drinking it because I drink coffee maybe about 5 times a year. That's it. So, yeah, let's go over this right now. Don't mind my sniffles. It is winter season. I am a little cold over here, and my allergies are kicking up. I blame someone who has a cold for causing me to have a cold too. So, 80 best unique Christmas gifts of 2021 to give to your friends and family for the holiday. AKA, just a spoiler, this is going to be, in my opinion, most of it's going to be a waste of money. I wanted to give you my unfiltered thoughts. I haven't looked through this whole list before. And I encourage, let's talk about this. Now, I do have to meet up with someone really shortly. So, probably in about 5 or 10 minutes, depending on when they show up. You might see me go away for a little bit, but I will be back, okay? So, they say no return receipts necessary. Oh, I don't like this. Because if you buy someone a gift, you really should get them a return receipt. What if you buy them a watch? They say they don't really like it, then they're stuck with it, and you're like, I bought you this watch, and they never wear it, and then they'll have to regift it to some other person. And always, if you do decide to buy someone something, always include a return receipt. And hopefully it's a store that's nearby them, not a store that's like 1 hour drive away. Okay, so let's look at this thing. Number one, a rechargeable hand warmer. I guess this is useful. I don't know. Like, I get cold all the time. Do I really want a rechargeable hand warmer? Not really. I just got really good gloves, but I guess you could get someone like that, something like this if you know that they're going to use it. You would also have to factor in: are they the kind of person who charges this stuff, right? Or are they a person who it's like you'll give it to them and they're like, oh yeah, cool, and then they'll just let it sit around their place. Key lime citrus plant. I don't know how I feel about this because you're going to be assuming you're going to be spending $65 on a plant. What if the person doesn't have a green thumb? This is a huge responsibility because you have to think about watering the plant, fertilizing the plant. What if the plant gets too big for the pot? Like this little container is not going to be able to hold a plant that can bear oranges, right? So they're going to have to start getting into gardening. I just don't like, it's like there's a difference between liking an orange. Like I don't mind drinking orange juice every so often, but I would not want to have an orange tree. Bluetooth shower speaker. Does anybody use this stuff anymore? Most people, if they're playing music, they just blast stuff on their phone. Like you don't want to pair it with your shower speaker. Let's see here. Original Buddha board. Oh, I've seen this like many years ago. Hold on. I have to give something someone. I have to give something to someone. One moment. Okay, so I'm going to have to get going in terms of just like a brief just a brief hold for a few minutes. But this original Buddha board, like it's nice, but I don't know how many of you would use this stuff. I wouldn't. Straight up, I wouldn't. Like I look at this, I'm like, oh, kind of cool, and then after a while, I'll be like, yeah, whatever. It's nice because you don't have to buy art supplies. Custom face wrapping, photo wrapping sheets. Oh, what a waste of money. You know, the problem with this stuff is like people see this stuff and then afterwards they're gonna look at this and say, oh my gosh, like why am I using this stuff? Like this stuff, it's like you pay $4.50 just to have like a meme, and then sometimes people like, I don't understand why people would spend money on this gift wrapping paper if it's going to end up in the trash. If you want to save money on the wrapping paper, you don't want to store and deal with all this custom stuff, because it's not only just the paper, it's not only the cost, right? It's also the shipping, it's also the resources as well. I would say just use something like a paper grocery bag. You know, the back side of it, get a Trader Joe's paper shopping bag, collect paper bags around for a year or less than that, or upcoming Christmas, and then afterwards just wrap your presents in paper. I like that. I don't like storing gift wrapping paper. Birth month flower grow kit. Yeah, this isn't gonna fly well if this person does not like gardening, or if this person doesn't have access to a garden. And this could be a responsibility, and it's kind of nice, I guess, you know, if you're a gardener and you're like, oh, you know, it's your birth month, so I got you birth month of flowers, but yeah, they'd have to take care of it. Look at this Truff bestseller pack. $77.99? That sounds so expensive. Is it just me? Like, you're assuming they're gonna want the truffle oil and the hot sauce, and it's just kind of pricey. Holiday family pajamas. Okay, the matchy thing. I don't know about that. Portable French press coffee maker. It's nice, but I think most people already have a French press if they're into coffee. Smart jump rope work. Oh, okay. So, I gotta take a pause for a second. I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay. I'll be back. Hey you guys, I am back. So sorry to keep you guys waiting. Okay, so I've been decluttering things, as you guys know. As a result of that, sometimes I have to come in and out. And let's talk about this one, number 10, Smart Jump Rope Rookie, $39.99. Okay, maybe if you're really into jump rope, you could get it, but I would actually run it past someone first because maybe they don't want to have another app on their phone. For instance, right? There are people who are fitness people and they might not be into jump roping and not that much. And it seems like you would also need to have maybe an Apple Watch as well. Most people who jump rope, they don't do any of these kind of gadget kind of things. They just get a jump rope. They don't have to worry about connectivity issues at all. It's just like, and it's much cheaper, right? Buying a regular jump rope is like what, $10 or so. Sun canvas wall art. Yeah, I would not give someone this because I just kind of feel like you would have to know exactly what kind of style they have, what their aesthetics is, and sometimes people might not want this stuff. They'd be like, okay, that's cool. Ooh, I don't know where I'm gonna put it. And it also puts a pressure on them because let's say you give them this wall art and let's say they're like, oh, thanks, I love it so much. If you go over to their place and they don't see the wall art, if you don't see the wall art, then they might be placed in an uncomfortable position, like, hey, why didn't you hang up my wall art yet? Right? You don't want to put your friend or your loved one in that position. Or if they do put it up, what if they get rid of it? Then you might feel a little hurt because then you might think, oh, I spent $22 on this stuff, and they didn't put it up, or they only kept it up for a couple months. Let's see, faux fur blanket. I don't have much to say about this. I think weighted blankets are nice. We have one, but we've only used it a few times. I don't know about the fuzzy faux fur. I'm kind of thinking to myself, make sure it's easy washable. But yeah, this is something like, for me personally, I rather get something with a cotton cover rather than like a fuzzy faux fur, because if they are going to use it, you want something that doesn't, that might not pill. Sometimes faux fur pills or gets ratty really easily. Kindle Paperwhite. Someone will say that's a Freudian slip. Kindle Paperwhite. If you know the person's going to use it, then sure. But if a person says like, no, I don't want a Kindle, I just want regular books, then this might not be the best thing for them. I do think that Kindles are great because instead of having like a whole bookshelf of books, you can just have a Kindle. I know someone that used to have a huge library of books, and then all of a sudden they started getting rid of stuff. And the reason why they got rid of the books, is because they downloaded it on a Kindle, and they had, I'd say, like over 30 books on their Kindle. They felt happy to get rid of cookbooks and whatnot because they said they weren't, it was just taking up space. And they didn't get rid of all their books at one time. They went little by little by little, which is something you see me do around in the apartment. 3-in-1 bronzer stick. I don't know about this. Like, it seems pretty cool, but it's really dependent on that person's skin color. You don't know if it's going to make them break out. But if they said that, hey, I've been looking for a bronzer stick, maybe you could buy them this, or better, right? I would actually go with them to a Sephora store or any makeup store and say, hey, I know you said you wanted to buy a bronzer stick. Let's go together. Let's go grab a bronzer stick for you. That's my Christmas present to you. Like, I think that would be a better way to do it than just like, I bought you a bronzer stick. I hope you like it. Like that kind of thing. Digital picture frames, $159. Up to you. I think this is kind of up there in terms of digital picture frames. I think you could do that with an iPad, maybe, right? I'm sure you could do that with an iPad. I'm not really much for a digital picture frame person. Maybe it's just me. I'm pretty sure there are cheaper versions out there. I don't know anything about this Lux HD one. You can see all these advertisements. See this advertisement, continue reading below. I know. I've never heard of this brand. Look at this Eisden photo. 30% off. That's how these companies try to get you. They tell you like it's 30% off. You've never heard about us, but buy us because we're 30% off. Nah, I'd rather keep the 70% of my money. Okay, look at this. Theragun. Massage lovers. I would really run this with a person before dropping $174. So for instance, right, if you knew someone with a massage who was a massage lover, better to just give them a call. And people are adults, right? Say, hey, I was just wondering, you're really into massage. Is there anything that any tool or anything that you think is like really good to buy? Because I'd love to buy you a present. And if they mention the Theragun Mini, then you could buy them that. But if they say, nah, I think like things like Theragun is so overhyped, like you would be shooting yourself in the foot if you bought them the Theragun Mini. So if you plan ahead, you can like try to gauge what that person wants for Christmas. Or hey, person who is a masseuse, what kind of I know you have a vast array of stuff. But is there anything that stands out to you that you don't own already? Like, I think that's a good way to word it. Because they would know that you want to get them something that they like. Facial toning device. I don't know much about this. Like, if someone got me this, I'd be like, oh, cool. Wow, it's $300. Damn. I hope they did their research and they didn't just buy it because Women's Health magazine told them to buy it. You see, sometimes it's like people, I think they see this stuff and they see when it's the best and they get onto the whole hype thing, like buy this. But if you're a receiver and you get a gift like this, you would want, and you care about skincare, right? You would want to make sure that whatever someone buys you, it's not just because it got hyped. It should be, okay, there's a lot of people who highly recommend this, and people say that it's like the best of the best kind of stuff. It's like if you get someone a blender, right? You don't want to just buy them like a hype blender. I would say you would want to do your own research, and if you decide like, hey, I want to buy a personal Vitamix because all the restaurants or all the cafes that we go to use a Vitamix, then that's totally fine. But you don't just buy like, oh, okay, there's this magazine that says this is the blender to buy, and it's like some no-name brand kind of thing. Forio's a well-known company, but I'm just giving examples because sometimes like you get the skincare stuff like this Eisden photo. Maybe I live under a rock, but I've never heard of this company before. Then again, there's so much of these like companies that pop up out of nowhere. Echo Show 3rd generation. Yeah, you really should pass this by someone first. Because if you buy someone this, they'll be like, oh, cool, you can video chat. I'm not really into video chatting. See? Like, you don't want to impose a whole video chat thing on someone. You don't know if they actually like using this Alexa stuff. Maybe they don't. Run fast, nourishing recipe for athletes. Okay, I think I cook pretty healthy. You guys see what I mostly eat. If someone got me this, I'd be like, oh, what am I going to do with this? Like, if I want a recipe, I'll just go online. So don't impose these kind of things just on a person because Women's Health magazine. Like, if someone said, oh, Erica, you eat pretty healthy, so I bought you a cookbook, I'd think to myself, yeah, I'm probably not going to really use any of the recipes. Maybe I use one and then it would just collect dust. This is why you have to put yourself on the receiver side, right? You don't want to make assumptions. The same like this Polaroid 2x3 pocket photo printer. So I can print it out, but I have to keep buying the paper and the ink. And it's $90. That's how they get you, right? You're like, oh, look, I bought you this photo printer so we can take photos and you can print it out. But whenever you want to use it, you got to keep buying the paper. It's not a really good gift, in my opinion. I don't like all this stuff where you have to constantly buy refills. Let's see here. What else do we got? Galaxy Watch 4. Samsung Electronics. Okay, I can't comment on this. I would say you have to make sure they even wear a watch. Because sometimes, right, you can get a person a watch. Like, I received gifts of, like, watches or accessories that I don't use. And I hate to say it, but a lot of the stuff just ends up sitting in the back of the closet. Because I'm not that kind of person. It's not that I can't afford a watch. I definitely can, but I carry my cell phone in my hand often, so I don't need to look at my wrist. If I do wear a watch, it'll just be for aesthetics. It would not be for practicality reasons. But I did see Sunny with a Apple Watch yesterday. It looked pretty cool. I don't think I'll get an Apple Watch though, because I need to get an Apple phone, an iPhone. Professional whipped cream dispenser. Ooh, dangerous stuff over here. Let's see here. I like whipped cream, but I don't eat through $70 of whipped cream a year. And this is actually, no, this is not that. It's $70 just for the device, but you still have to pay for the cream itself, right? I think it's a heavy whipping cream. I go through maybe one bottle a year. And I have a sweet tooth. So if anybody said, "Hey, Erica, I know you like sugar stuff. Let me get you a whipped cream dispenser," my question would be, I don't love whipped cream that much. Like, I'm good with like $5 of whipped cream a year. All this stuff, this is all storage, right? Because you got to clean all this stuff. This looks like a pain in the ass to clean. See all the little attachments? Not good. We got another highlighter. Didn't we just have a highlighter up there? Where's that highlighter? Oh, no. It's a bronzer stick. Bronzer stick, highlighter stick. They look the same to me. Okay, one is like bronzy, making the dark lines, and the other one's like illuminating. Okay, so this is not better than the other one because it's a 2-in-1. Yeah, again, go to a store, try to find the one that matches that person. Superfood latte. If you don't know how this tastes, you're taking a risk here, right? Because sometimes they would say, "Oh, this tastes so good," and then you try it and it tastes like crap. And a good example of that is, I remember I bought this egg protein powder. People said it was great. It was so gross, you guys. It was like salty egg protein powder. Ooh. Not that good. What is this? Origin Bees Baby Bee doll. This is some scary doll. If I was a little kid, I would not want to get this doll. See that? It looks like a little modern Chucky or something. The eyes are just like too wide. Like, the kid looks like it's possessed or something. There's something about the eyes that look unsettling. And it's $50. Okay, so I guess this is one of those diversity dolls. You can get different skin colors. But still, it's still creepy. Like, it doesn't matter. And I'm not even focused on the skin color or anything like that. I'm focused on the scary looking face. The eyes, you know what I'm talking about? Like, maybe it's because I grew up around Barbies, where it looks more animated, like more cartoon-like, and this is just, yeah, not really my thing. The toes look really realistic, too. That definitely isn't not Barbie feet. Let's see. In sync. So the one you give your bestie will glow whenever you touch yours. So what do? You have a light, you have it synced with your friend. Whenever you touch the light, then it glows up, and then they can see that you're thinking of them. I mean, that's pretty cool, but that's kind of creepy at the same time if I'm reading this the right way. Like, can you imagine, like, your friend tells you, "Hey, I bought you this I bought you, like, this lamp, and I paid $90 for each one. No, $91 for each one. Whenever you think of me, let's tap the lamp." And what if you always see that they're tapping your lamp, but then you're not tapping the lamp back, so it's like they're thinking of you more than you're thinking of them. Like, that's what it would be inferred, right? But maybe you just don't want to touch the lamp. You see? I thought this was Bulgari. Chari. You know, BBLGARI. I thought it was that, but it's by Chari. Okay, so it was worn by Michelle Obama. $70. I don't know. It doesn't look like anything special to me. Momi Gouache. Okay, that looks pretty cool. $46 though. I don't know if that's. Let's see. So you get this wide tooth comb. I don't think it's $46 worth. And yeah, it's supposed to make your hair shiny and smooth. Okay. Tea infuser. I've seen these. These are dime a dozens. Tea Mana has these kind of things. A lot of tea shops have this. $38.99. Yeah, this is not a new invention, you guys. Sacred Lotus Love. You know they're trying to evoke the spiritual people here. Sacred, lotus, peaceful, love. This must be some. I wouldn't be surprised if this is some pop-up kind of off-brand that you see in China. Because I've seen, like I said, I've seen this kind of thing in like David's Tea. I've given away a few of these before. Yeah. Chai Diaries. $13.99. See, this looks like this wouldn't be a bad present to get for someone who's a tea lover. It's worth a shot. If it's crap, it's only $14. But you're assuming that they like chai. Iceless wine cooler. Okay, I'm not a wine connoisseur here, but for $75 for this wine cooler, my question is that could you just put this in a plastic cooler instead? I don't know how you guys keep wine chilled if you're traveling. I think you could just get like one of those, cheap plastic coolers, put some ice from home or buy some ice from a grocery store, and then keep your wine in there, like an ice bucket kind of thing. You guys know what I'm talking about. And just keep it in there. I mean, you pay maybe, I don't know, $1 per use, but it's so much better than having to lug around this $75 thing. But again, I'm not a wine connoisseur. This is just my thought. Like if I was a wine person, I'd probably laugh and be like, dude, I got a bucket, I got some ice, I'm just gonna serve it in that. And to be honest, the wine goes by so quickly it doesn't need one of these ice coolers. That's if I drink a lot of wine. Wick Ambience light. What the is this? You can turn this flameless light on any time of the year for a warm romantic mood. It'll be one of the most unique gifts they wrapped. Okay, if I saw this, the first thing I would think is, does this person know me? And then I would say, what am I supposed to do? Walk around my living area with this, holding this thing, like, ooh, hold up, let's be romantic. Don't turn on the light. I'm gonna wander the night with this flameless candle. I guarantee you, if family or friends or Lewis saw me with this, just wandering in the middle of the night with this, they'd think I lost it. They'd be like, why don't you just grab your cell phone camera out, Erica? Why do you need to hold this little light? Like, but it's romantic, and it's interesting, and it's unique. It's unique decor. $150. I'd rather have $150 cash than this light. Yeah, I'm just being I honestly believe too that if I carry my cell phone with me and I turn on the flashlight, that will be more luminous than this Wick Ambience light. But I should do that for trolling, right? I should buy one of these or two of these and be like, I don't want to be standard. I want to be unique. So we are going to wander the dark with this Wick Ambience light candle. Because this is unique decor. It's probably going to get used for like 5 minutes. And after that, we're like, 1800s called. They want their lamp back. So I guarantee, I want to say like some person was thinking like, yeah, this will fly off the shelves. I don't know why Women's Health Mag would even promote this stuff. This looks ridiculous. Okay, Herschel Dawson bag. For your BFF that's always on the go. This super soft, pretty pack is perfect brother. It's a nice bag. It's for $70. I'm not too sure about that. I don't know if it's a button or if it's like you gotta keep removing the straps. You know what I'm talking about? Like this looks like a belt buckle. Hopefully there's a button underneath so you can just like pop it on and pop it off. But if you have to physically remove it every time, oh, that would be such a pain in the butt. Indoor exercise bike. What is this? Like the poor man's Peloton? Yeah, I would not recommend getting an indoor exercise bike or any equipment gear unless you pass it through a person first. Like, if anybody said, "Hey, Erica, I got your Peloton," I'd be like, "Ah, great. I just don't know what I would do with it, but thanks." Let's see, camping hammock. Outdoor lovers are going to be totally obsessed about this. I'm pretty sure outdoor lovers already have a camping hammock. They wouldn't be thinking to themselves, I love being in the outdoors, but I'm going to wait till someone buys me a camping hammock until I get one, until I decide to buy one. I never even heard of this brand before. Hammock, K-A-M-M-O-K. Is that a Chinese brand, or is that a legit brand? Like something like North Face I've heard of, Patagonia I've heard of, Hammock, I don't know. Let's see here. Actually, you know what? Let's go back really quickly. Let's see. I wanna check, because I didn't look it up. Oh, I thought this was an Amazon. Oh. Oh, it's not an Amazon reviews. I want to see the reviews real quick. Okay. Wick is designed with the belief that light is meant to be shared. Oh, this is so deep. It is a connecting tool that humanizes movement with our moments with our lives, creating a place to gather. Wick is designed to be a companion, to join in adventures and create togetherness and ambience every time. Wick is a call from our past to the future. It's the opportunity to mindfully light the present, combining the romance of a candle with the utility of a flashlight. Wick adapts to and fits a broad variety of contexts, from the intimate home to a bustling restaurant patio to a warm office kitchen. Wick is perfect as a gift for your own enjoyment. Rechargeable lithium battery. Order now. Okay, I can see this. I don't know. I mean, like, if I saw this at a restaurant, I'd probably be like, oh, that's pretty cool, but like maybe a Moroccan restaurant or something. I don't know. It looks kind of tall. 10.6. I don't know. It's just like it takes up a lot of table space. Yeah, maybe something like a Moroccan restaurant, but not something at home too much. Just kind of. I'm not gonna walk around with this freaking candle. What was this, 1 watt? Oh yeah, light source, 1 watt. It's romantic, okay? Romantic. I know, I've seen the flicker candles. You know what I'm talking about, the flameless candles? This is just like one square, one rectangle on top. I don't like that. Okay, let's see here. So let's look at this. Okay, here we go. Okay, so Hammock brand is this. They sold 96 of them. This sounds like a Chinese brand. Like this one, Mr. Mox and Wise Owl. Looks like some generic. Maybe it's just me. They didn't even sell that much. 96 is not very much at all. Okay, let's go. Best for yogis. Yogito's Groovy Playa Yoga Towel. I love how they assume that if you're into yoga, you also must be into tie-dye stuff. Open ear wireless headphones. Aftershocks. I've never heard of that brand before. I've heard of Jabras. I've heard of, whatchamacallit? I think Sennheiser probably makes this stuff, but like Aftershocks, what is this, some generic name? Oh, AirPods, right? AirPods, they make those. Yeah, I'd rather be buying AirPods instead of this. That's just my thought. What is this? Oh, this is funny. Look, $209 for plant-based milk. You want to know something? Look, I don't have the whole plant-based lifestyle. But if you want to make plant-based milk, you don't need to buy this $209 alternative milk maker. You know what you could do? You could grab your blender. Yes, your oyster blender, your Vitamix blender, your Ninja blender. Grab a bunch of like cashews, soak them for a little bit, add some water, and blend it for about 90 seconds. You don't need this stuff, okay? So if you guys know anybody who's into oat milk or almond milk, you don't have to buy them this stuff. Like, they don't need this Chef Wave blender thing to make plant-based milks. They can do this in their regular blender. There's a bunch of videos on YouTube showing that. This is how they trap you. Like, they try to make you think that, hey, you need this fancy $200 blender. Is, I don't know, the grater thingy-majiggy to make this stuff. You don't. A Lodge Black Block 12-inch grill pan. Okay, I'm not going to say anything bad about this because I actually use a Lodge cast iron grill. I use the cast iron pan. So every day I use that for to make eggs and fry bacon, if I do eat bacon, cauliflower rice, that kind of stuff. I think Lodge is a really good company. And this kind of stuff, if you buy it, it lasts you for a long time. However, do not assume that the gift giver wants this, because this kind of stuff can be really heavy. And if I received this as a gift, I'd say cool, but at the end of the day, I'll just use my air fryer or use my cast iron pan. I don't need to use this grill pan. You can make a steak using a cast iron skillet instead of this grill pan. Same with salmon. You could do that in a convection oven. You don't need this $100 thing. Let's see, a planner. Yeah. I don't have much to say about it. I'm not a planner person. So woman-focused stuff. Okay, yeah. So this stuff, it's a good way to remember unique women. Rosa Parks, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Frida Kahlo, Amelia Earhart, Maya Angelou. It's nice. You got 5 of them for $45. That's $9 each. I think it's a little pricey, but I do like it that they hire women in recovery and people with disabilities. So I see this not as something, I see it as like partial, one of those things where you say, this is a company that supports women or supports the disabled. And yeah, nothing bad to say about this. But if you do, right, if you want to save money, instead of buying this stuff, you could buy some cheap bath bombs. Include a little card that says, hey, I just want to tell you, on your behalf, I donated $20 to help women who are disabled. You can donate that to a charity instead. Or I gave I gave some money and I donated it to a food bank or something like that. Or I donated a bunch of items that amount to X amount to help out women in need. Or I donated stuff to a shelter. Like, you don't have to buy this stuff to make a difference